That's a bit more than I thought I was gonna do. Like, let's say you're like sleeping in the bed. There's like 2 red dots right above you.
Yeah.
What?
There's a tent next to this big villa. I've always wanted to wrestle a PBR bull. Hundreds of like cameras and stuff that people watch all the time. Come wrestle a bull with me.
All right, welcome back to another episode of First Rounds on Me, a First Rounds on Media production. Today, we are joined by a man who knows his way around both the runway and reality TV, the effortlessly charming Trey Rogers. You might recognize Trey from Season 5 of Too Hot to Handle, but that's only one very small side of him. In this episode, we'll get into what it's really like dating as a model in New York, the assumptions, the surprises, and whether being objectively hot is actually a blessing or a beautiful curse. Then we'll get a little bit more personal, dating apps, first dates, green flags, icks, and everything in between. You'll hear his thoughts on being catfished by personalities, his go-to moves when he's actually into somebody, and what not to do if you want a second date. And of course, it would not be a First Rounds on Me episode without a few signature games. Trey,
All right.
welcome to the show.
Happy to be here. I love the introduction.
See?
Wow.
The guests love the introduction.
Always
It
great.
feels so special.
I did a lot of research on you. I mean, we have known each other for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
We've kind of gotten to know each other through multiple different facets, but then I was like doing a deep dive in you, and I was like, wow.
Trey's a big part of the community.
He is. In the fold, in the ecosystem.
And if you guys haven't seen it yet, Trey bears it all on one of our campaigns, which got a
yeah.
lot of attention in the West Village the other day.
Yep, drop the top on the convertible box, baby.
Let's start by kind of diving into Too Hot to Handle, because I think
Yes.
that's something that brought you to like the very forefront of kind of social media and that
Yeah.
entire realm. Overall, I know it's kind of like a broad question, but like, what was that experience like for you?
Shooting Too Hot to Handle, it was fun, but it was a lot. So like, it's not like a lie when they tell you like people don't know what show they're hopping on before they hop on Too Hot to Handle. I wasn't super into reality TV before doing it. So like maybe if I had like a little bit of like intuition and like some context clues. I know a friend of mine who saw the production company Fremantle, knew exactly what it was. Like when I showed her the contract, she's like in law school or whatever. So like, can you go over this contract? But like I like was like, it's probably not too hot to handle. But like see, like when I hopped onto the island to Turks, I would spend 2 weeks there in quarantine, just like getting fucked up every single day, smoking cigarettes, drinking like Hennessy, whatever. I was like, this is a free vacation. Like, what are the odds that it's like too hot to handle, like such a big show? And then 2 weeks into quarantine, they're like, all right, Trey, like you're hopping on set tomorrow. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Wait, they
I,
just tell you the day before that you're hopping
Yeah,
on
But
set?
do you know what the show's about before you hop on set?
No, so they pitched that as the working title of this show on a major streaming platform called Love Overboard. And like I didn't know how to swim at the time, so I took like 2 months of like swim lessons before going to Turks. FYI, I still don't know how to swim that well, but it was a waste of money for an opportunity that I thought was going to be different than what it actually was. I was like, Love Overboard, okay, finding love. I'm going to need to know how to swim because maybe like the love of my life is on the other side of this coast or whatever. So they tell me you're hopping on set, a barber's coming in an hour, get your shit together, and then they're taking you to the main house at like 8 a.m. the next day. I was like, sure, like I'll do a couple push-ups.
Classic.
Yeah, barber comes, I get my hair cut, I get a good night's rest. So I like to think I got a good night's rest, but like me and my chaperone just like got fucked up for one last night. Like watch Premier League soccer because that's the only channel that they had in Turks and Caicos. And then I hopped on set and they were like, what if we told you this is too hot to handle? And everybody's British they're like, love, like we're gonna need more of a reaction. Because when they told me, I was like, oh, like that's a bit more than I thought I was gonna do.
Wait, so they just said you're on something called Too Hot to Handle?
Yeah, they like
But you still don't know what that meant.
Well, no, Too Hot Handle, like that was a pretty prominent show.
Oh, you knew what Too Hot to Handle
Yeah,
was.
I knew
Oh, so
it, like-
what is Too Hot to Handle though? What's it
reality
about?
TV
I know, but
show.
what's it like? What's the premise?
So like the premise is like I knew of the show, but like I didn't know the premise either. I thought it was like another like Love Island, but like the premise is you got Lana, like let's say like this is Lana, and this is this cone, and this cone will tell you when you can kiss, fondle, do whatever, and if you do any of that stuff before she says that you can do it, then you're gonna get money taken out of the overall pot. I think our pot was like 200,000. So if you touch yourself, kiss somebody, whatever, it takes a certain amount of money based on the severity of the intimacy that you had with somebody else or yourself.
What, even self-pleasure?
Self-pleasure.
How do they keep track of that?
That is actually interesting. So like, let's say you're like sleeping in the bed. There's like 2 red dots right above you. And like, I think it's either like motion controlled or like heat sensors, but like it tracks, like there's a tent next to this big villa with like hundreds of like cameras and stuff that people watch all the time. It's like you're not getting away with anything. But not to spoil it, if you do something that doesn't contribute to the narrative or that goes against the narrative that they want to portray, they may not include that.
Well, speaking of, so there, like when I was doing research, there was like this entire scandal's the wrong word, but like everybody was very angry at the fact that you got such a small amount of airtime, right?
Yeah.
Why? Like what happened there? Like people were very angry.
Yeah, I was surprised by how angry they were because I didn't really care at first, but like seeing like what you could do based on having like a certain amount of exposure, it did like kind of make me feel away. But I think like from their perspective, I like came on midway, and by that time, like everybody had their fun, like we're like on this like, oh, I'm a changed person, like I'm gonna like stick to the rules and like not waste a lot of money, which is like kind of like somewhat. So either they were on the rule team, they don't want to break any rules, or they were on the relationship team where like I've been with this person for 2+ days and now I'm in love, and so I come in here, I'm like, all right, like what's going on, and I'm like, I don't really know where to like fit into that situation. So like I wasn't gonna like press myself and like be like a dirtbag because I didn't know how to play like the reality TV play. I was like, all right, like at the end of the day, it's a dope vacation. Like I'm like enjoying myself.
So what happens if you're in a relationship with somebody? Like what happens if you and somebody are
like before the show or like
no on the show? Like,
well, the whole premise is to be able to ensure the fact that you're like not physically going past like certain limits. So if you're in a relationship, say for instance, like we were on there and we like met each other and all we wanted to do was
yeah,
a lot, then we couldn't do anything until this like fucking robot, basically, this cone, told us that we were able to, and otherwise it would take money out of the pot for the larger group. So everyone's getting pissed at each other if they're starting to like touch each other or like do all these types of things. So you have to be like really
sounds
mindful.
pretty interesting.
It's like when I was like on there, I was like, I thought this was actually reality. Like I'm like having like deep conversations with people. Like I was like, where'd you grow up? Like how was your experience doing this? And like the stuff that like the camera gravitated to was like, all right, like, and like the director would like literally like tell me before a scene or a date that I would have, like, all right, Trey, like you really like her, like tell her like how much you want to do this and that. I was like, yeah, she's cool. Like,
side note, your attempt at a British accent is hilarious.
No, he was. You would actually be very disappointed because this guy was Australian.
I am pretty disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. We'll get you there. It's fine.
Yeah, his name was Josh. He was the like head director / producer for seasons, I want to say 2 through 5. So he'd be the one to like tell you like what we kind of want out of you. And then me, I was like, like it's reality TV. Like they're gonna catch everything. I didn't like get reality TV. I didn't get like you have to do stuff for them to catch it and like add to the narrative.
You weren't kind of feeding into like the reality TV mega machine, which hence why you probably didn't get a lot of things. But I just found it so fascinating. People were like, we want more of Trey. Like they were pissed at the fact that you were like this disruptor halfway through the season. Then all of a sudden like you barely saw any of you.
And is it normal for someone to come in halfway through? Like is that part of the show?
Yeah. It's normal for people to come in, and then if you cause like too much of a disturbance, it's normal for people to kick you off.
Oh, really?
So, like, if you are somebody that's like, I just want to do what I want to do. Like, I found somebody, we want to get freaky. You're not going to last too long. Like, you and her can, like, go kick rocks. And, like, that's what happens.
Did you actually want to, like, hook up with someone on the show? Or are you just like, I don't care?
Yeah, was there anybody that, like, really piqued your interest?
Honestly, like, from our season, so, like, the chick that I had chose, I did it off an iPad. I did, like, any, mini, money, mo, catch, talk about. So, because, like, I was like, all right, like, they all, like, are okay. Like, the one that I chose was, like, in a decent relationship. I didn't know this at the time, and it was like not what I thought it would be, like personality wise, so it didn't really mesh. But like at that point I was like, I'm just like here for the vibes. Like I really didn't care that much.
Said free vacay.
Although that was probably the longest I like went without like hooking up with somebody, just because it was during COVID, so you had 2.5 weeks of quarantine, then you had like the 2 weeks of the show. And at a certain point, I was like, all right, goddamn, like, can what's going on?
I need a little love
yeah,
somewhere.
You can't get off the villa either. So, like, who you're around is, like, who you're around. It's like,
you hot to handle.
I mean, you start looking at mangoes crazy. I'm not going to lie. It's like.
So we've had a couple of fellas in particular from reality TV shows, and the one common denominator between them was the fact that they were, like, and some were on The Bachelor, some were on, like, just different reality shows, that they formed really strong male friendships.
Yeah.
Did you feel the same?
Yeah, definitely. I want to say, like, because, like, I give you the tea.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of the guys from our season really didn't rock with the women like that were chosen, and so because of that quote unquote hardship, we kind of like created like a stronger bond.
Yeah.
So like I'm way more of like boys with like the guys from like that season, like Dre, Hunter, like we all still talk, but definitely because of that is like how we became like homies. And also like whenever you like are a part of a really, really small fraternity, and like reality TV alone is a small fraternity, but like having like Too Hot to Handle, like the people that were on that show, when you could share with somebody an experience that very few people in the world can like share and like understand what you're going through, and you know, brand deals to pushback that you get from people, to people wanting more of you, like I want more of Trey on the show, is like you kind of know how that feels when you have somebody else that has been at the same point or higher than where you are. It's kind of, you know, cathartic to understand their experiences, perspectives, how they made the most of it, mistakes that they made that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's kind of like why, like, you know, you kind of gravitate. Because like when I was in LA, that's where I just came from. Like we literally like only went out with like the reality TV people. You kind of like in this bubble. And when you went outside that bubble, it's kind of weird. And like, you know, you don't get your ego stroked as much. But when you're inside that bubble, like everything's free. You know, everybody's cool with you. You're talking to people that understand your experience, and then like you're getting like connections. Like LA was just like one big like networking opportunity.
So who are the shows? There's Too Hot to Handle.
Right.
There's
Love
Fuckboy Island.
F-Boy Island, yeah.
Love Island.
You guys interviewed Marco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Marco.
Friend of mine.
You know, Joe was supposed to be on Fuckboy Island before we met. Like he was.
Yeah, but I was supposed to be cast as a good guy.
I didn't say that you weren't. But
So
we
yeah,
were-
I met Hannah right when they were gonna pick me,
Save your grace.
and I was like, I guess I choose you. And I did just met her. I just met her.
I guess I choose you. I
Yeah.
think you made the right choice, darling.
Yeah.
And then we
Obviously
broke up
so.
for a little bit. We broke up for like 4 months, and his sister, super sneakily, submitted him to The Bachelor
Oh boy.
or The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, we'd love you to come on." And he was like, "Oh no, I'm engaged."
Well, no, they called me and they said, "Hey, we have great news." And I was like, "Who's this?"
yeah.
And they're like, "It's The Bachelor." And I was like, "Okay, what's the great news?" They're like, "You've been selected to be on The Bachelorette." And I was like, "How did you get my contact information?" And like, "Oh, your sister submitted you."
Oh boy.
They were like, "Can you start in like a month or something?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm engaged."
Right.
And they were like, "Oh, okay. But do you still want to be on the show?" And I was like, "No, I'm engaged." They're like, "Are you sure?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Yes, thank you."
Well, even though you made the right choice, you could have made some really strong male friendships now that we
Yeah.
know, because it's just this common denominator we hear from all the fellas who were on
But what are the other ones?
The sister still. You guys are still friends. You're friends with the sister.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right,
yeah.
all right,
That was her looking out, for his heart, and also
right.
his fame, I suppose, in a
Water
way.
under the bridge.
Exactly.
But what are the other ones? There was
I don't
Dating Related, F-Boy Island,
Dating
Love Island,
Yeah.
Too Hot to Handle.
Right. Temptation Island.
Okay.
A lot of islands and villas.
There's too many.
We never had anybody from Too Hot to Handle on. You're the first.
Oh, heavy.
We've had
First
every
of
other
all, Manny, we can get.
So
get some
were
more
you
here.
scouted through like were you found through modeling or just through socials?
Through social media?
But they were probably like, "Oh, this fella's a model. Like, this is not a bad person to be able to have on."
Yeah, yeah. They hit me for the previous season actually. It was called something Paradise, Temptation Paradise. And I didn't check the DM in time. Then the same chick was like, "Hey, like we're casting for a new show," but it was the same show, but it was a different working title for Love Overboard. And so I was like, "Yeah, sure." So like, you submit a couple pics and then you hop on like 1,000 Zoom interviews. And I was like, all right, this is a lot of fucking effort. Like, what's the point? Then they like send you a plane ticket to Turks and Caicos. I was like, all right, this is legit. And I told my dad, he was like, all right, son, just like make sure there's no like weird shit. Like, they try to sex traffic people out here.
Say, damn.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm good, Pops. The funny story about my Pops, I was on the island for 2 weeks. I didn't have a phone at all. You don't have a phone. And so before you hop on the main villa, they're like, all right, you can like, it's like jail. You can have one phone call. And so like I called my dad. I was like, yo, like I'm good. He's like, who is this? I said, it's your son. He said, you good? You need any money? I said, no, I'm good. He's like, all right, I'm kind of busy right now. I said, okay, bye. And then after that, I didn't talk to him for another like 3 weeks.
Where is he located?
He's in Chicago. He's actually in Bali right now. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I called him on...
That seems like a fun guy.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Hey, so once he turned 50, it's crazy. But no, I called him on Saturday. He was like, I'm going to Bali tomorrow. I said, what? He was like, yeah. So he's in Bali right now living
What's he
it up.
doing there? Like meditation,
She
yoga?
sent me a video of him in the pool with his wife in the villa. I was like, you basically Love Island.
Living his absolute life. I love that for him though. Bali's beautiful. I love Bali.
He's a chiller.
All right, let's switch to dating because that's why we're here. We all know why we're here.
Oh boy.
First and foremost, I want to know from one model to another, one form model to another. Do you think dating?
But wait, before we get to that, are you dating somebody?
Oh yeah.
No, I'm single as a Pringle right now.
That's what I always say. Single as a Pringle. I'm so glad that you said it though. Do you think modeling or being a model makes dating harder or easier?
As a non-model, if you guys answer this the wrong way, I'm gonna be so angry. There's no way that it's harder.
But
there's no way it's harder.
I only know dating as a model because like I really like started dating like when I started modeling because it kind of came at like the same time. I was never really dating anybody in like high school. I was like, also it was a small high school. I went to a military academy for high school, so like I graduated with 45 people.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
for America, that's minuscule.
It's extremely small.
But why would you think that it would be difficult?
Well, for multiple different reasons, right? Yes, of course. Like if you're objectively attractive, it opens up the world to be able to like date a wider pool of people, right? You have your selected people. However, there is like so many preconceived notions that come along with being a model. I can only speak from a female model perspective, and obviously it's different from a male. But like the notion that you're dumb, the notion that you're easy, the notion that the only thing that's valuable about you is the way in which you look. Like there's so many things that come along with being a model that actually make it harder to perhaps to find like deep, real connection versus like if I just wanted to sleep around, that's easy as shit. If I wanted to go on like, if I was the type of person just want to go on date after date to get a free meal, so fucking easy, so easy. But to actually like find a deep connection with somebody that I really truly liked, harder.
I would agree with that. And it's a vicious cycle because like if you fall into the cycle of like just like sleeping around, then you'll find like equally attractive people that are okay with that. But like if you like want to get out of that loop and like find somebody like with a head on their shoulders that like you can like talk to and get on with, it's like they have the expectation of you being a douchebag. And like I'm a double red flag because like I did Too Hot and I've been modeling for so long that like people just assume that like I'm just like up to no good. And like I'm honestly like I work a lot, and so like I don't really like I'm not as like crazy out there in these streets as much, but like also is like that's kind of like not the case. Like I do value like genuine connections, but it's like a lot of times as like a model and like somebody that's in this field, you do get turned off by people's like preconceived notions of who they think you are. And like just off of that, like I'm also like somebody that gets turned off really easily based on like people that judge people and like have like really like shitty character traits. So like it's kind of like tough to find somebody that like you want to kind of build a connection with because they have this assumption about you and then you don't like that they have that assumption and then you guys just kind of end up treating each other like shit.
You're just walking around like basically with like people have this idealized version of you, right? And they put you up on a pedestal automatically because of the role of which you play in life, your career. And then that pedestal is not a fun place to be able to exist within. Like if someone's always putting you up there, that means any mistake that you make, anything that makes you human is even more like shunned even harder. It's like it's scrutinized even harder and it's harder to be able to, like we were saying, find that real connection.
Marco made up a good point. He said that in that reality world that, he would hook up with somebody,
right?
But then she would hook up with somebody else and he would hook up with somebody else, but you're all in the same bubble that eventually you all slept with each other and it's super awkward.
Yeah, it is.
It's a little ancestral too.
No. Oh boy, yeah.
Wait, so we were talking the other day at the cafe,
right?
And you said something that was super interesting in terms of, and you said basically that you'd never been catfished by looks, but you would definitely be catfished by personality.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah. So like, I want to say like definitely on the apps, like the rise, like people like portray this like version of themselves and then you meet them and they like suck. They're like they're just dry. They're just like dry, and then like they like attach their identity on these like 3 traits or factors that they put on their profile because they think that's what makes them the most attractive. And it's like that's like the foot in the door. But once the door is open, you just gave me a foot. You provide nothing else. So it's like they just really like shallow interactions.
What do you think some of those 3
is there
prompts
any
are?
common denominator?
I love long walks on the beach.
Oh, every single like like semi like hot chick, I'm talking like 7 and above, they all have I enjoy sushi. They all have something to do with sushi. It's crazy. It is insane. I want to see like the correlation
I'll give you a good sushi model story after this.
between like chicks saying that they like sushi on their data profiles and like how much they like suck compared to like how good they look. It's actually like insane. I don't
You know
know
what
where to
a
start.
good one is that I always see is a typical Sunday morning for me is just a book and coffee, or like a book and matcha.
Yes.
And it's like you meet them, it's like you are out till 4 in the morning and fucked up. There's no way you're reading a book.
Exactly.
Trying to
and
portray
matcha
this
tomorrow.
like wholesome ass view of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so interesting, isn't it? Because it's like we on a dating app. I think people see like a formula that they think is right? And so they have like a formula of photos, and they have a formula of like answers to prompts.
Yeah.
And it just, you end up, it's kind of like the plastic surgery epidemic that happens. It's like you just end up looking like the same person. You end up like portraying yourself as the same person. So I'm sure even if you're like come across somebody and you're like, oh, that fucking red flag, she said something about sushi, but let me give her a chance. And you go out and the personality is just not there.
No.
Like people spend so much time curating their dating app profiles and then curating absolutely nothing about themselves. But by the time they get out,
As a heavy fact.
Isn't it?
For Mariah, I just have Fafo. Fuck around and find out. Like I really don't have any other information on Mariah other than like a couple pictures. Fafo, and then the shrug emoji with Instagram at. That's it.
Intriguing.
do you think that puts up red flags in people's minds that you're a fuckboy?
Not on Raya.
That's fair. Maybe on
mean,
any
like,
other dating app.
Unfortunately, like most guys, like make a Raya. I mean, they have like they assume that you're gonna be a fuckboy regardless until you prove them wrong.
That's fair. I mean, that goes back into the whole modeling thing too. All right. If you were, say for instance, you do find somebody on Raya or on another dating app that you want to take out on a date,
Yeah,
what is your like idea of a perfect first date?
perfect first date. Something like super chill. Like go to like there's this place down the street for me called Della. It's like a wine bar or whatever, but like also has like good food. Like probably go there, have a glass of wine, like a nice dinner,
Why do you think?
chat for a bit.
Yeah. Why do you think like a first date should be chill?
Just so you could like get like I don't want anywhere loud. Like first of all, I hate speaking loud. Even though like I work at a club where it's always loud. Like I hate loud environments. I don't know. But like it has to be like quiet enough for like you could like have like a legit conversation. And like I'm like always watching. I'm extremely observant. It's like not just like what you're saying, but like your actions, how nervous you are. Like I can tell if you're lying. Like it's real easy. But just like to observe. And then like after like a nice like walk. I like to walk a lot.
Really?
So like yeah, just
In the city,
chill
that's
little
probably
walk.
super romantic.
Yeah.
Depending on the area, yeah.
Yeah, in Tribeca.
That's a nice
Yeah.
place.
Likewise.
What's the most amount of money you've ever spent on a first date?
Ooh.
Be honest.
A first date?
On a first
First date. Okay. First date. Nothing crazy actually. I want to say I could have spent I got a good story for this one. So I could have spent a lot this situation. But I was like first day, it was this chick from University of Michigan, and Too Hot hadn't come out yet, but it was about to come out. So I hit a couple restaurants. I was like, hey, like my show's about to come out, even though you're not supposed to tell anybody. I told all my boys. But I was like, my show's about to come out. It was this place called Yardbird in Chicago. They have like Southern cuisine and like seafood or whatever. They comp my meal up to a certain point if I like posted them. So like I like got like a regular meal, and this chick, she gets the lobster mac and cheese. Like she gets the works. And have you guys ever seen White Chicks?
Yeah.
Where he's like, you can really put it down, little mama. I was like watching it like go crazy. She gets like 2 glasses of best wine, and it ended up being, I want to say, on her tab alone was like $250, $300 for the first date. Like Chicago's not an extremely expensive city, and she like really like ran up the tab, but like she didn't know that like this meal was like comped. That was like one of the biggest red flags.
she didn't know it was comped.
She didn't know it was comped at all. She was just
Did
going
she offer
crazy.
to pay when the bill came?
No, not at all. Not
even a reach?
whatsoever.
Not even the.
No.
Did
not
she get a
even
goodie bag
thing.
to go?
Oh no, she didn't. Actually, she did have. I took that food to go. Yeah.
Smart.
No, I was like still working because I was working in finance at the time. So I was still working, so I didn't like make dinner. So I just brought that back home and
Dude, that's wild.
smoked the bowl and went crazy. But
Lobster mac and cheese. I'm just
Was there a
like,
second date?
hell no. No, at a principal, like she was really pretty too. I was like, I would love to take you out again, but like in my soul, I cannot live with like looking at you again across the table, knowing that like you thought that this would be okay. Like, who raised
See,
you?
but who raised you? I love that.
That's
I love that.
insane.
It's not an insult, but it's just really a pointed question. Like, who the fuck raised you? But that again feeds into the whole thing. Like, you can be the most attractive person on the outside, right? Arguably, objectively attractive. But if you treat people like shit, or if you take advantage of people, people see through that very, very rapidly, and it is arguably the biggest turnoff ever.
Definitely.
When I first moved to LA, I moved into this house with 2 women. And one of them was a model, and she was like really pretty.
Yeah.
And the first night I got there, she was Colombian, and she was like, all I want to do is just marry an old rich guy and like do nothing the rest of my life. And immediately I was like, thank God, because now I'm gonna live with him, and I'm so not attracted to you after you said that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the best thing that could have happened.
Oh, she was just like, all I want to do is marry an old fat rich guy, and I was like, that sucks.
Also, that like being the first date too, like it only goes up. The price tag only goes up from there. It's
Okay, so
like,
what's the most amount of money you've ever spent on a date in general?
on a date?
Yeah.
Probably like 600 or 700. It's like
That's a lot.
yeah, like going shopping and then like getting some food and then just like it was like a day out of it.
So an entire day.
Yeah,
of a date.
it was
Yeah,
like
okay.
it was like a day date.
Damn, that's a lot of money. You know, we didn't poll. I saw a poll of people who were like, what was it? The median range for a first date was between $250 and $350.
Wow.
Okay.
Median across the board. And granted, this is like probably polling people in like Los Angeles and New York, but still, I was like,
That is quite a bit.
so much money.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Now where I am now, like I used to like do it to like show up. Like I don't really care that much to like spend that much on somebody unless it's like, oh, like you're like the one. But then like the one is not gonna require me to spend that much money.
Before I met her,
Hit the nail on the head.
my new dating strategy was to go on coffee dates,
Yeah.
like in West Hollywood, and I would just like see the real you. Right,
Uh-huh.
you just woke up, you're in probably workout gear, and we're getting a coffee. It's cost me like $20.
Yeah.
See how your conversation is, and that was it. And that was a
Good
way better
strategy.
strategy than like go to like some fancy restaurant, pay for dinner, and get dressed up. I was like, no. I'm
Also,
going
just
coffee
puts too much
dates.
pressure on the entire situation. You really
Yeah.
can't see who somebody is.
Honestly, impressive that you were dating in West Hollywood because that was.
That's all he did, where he dated.
Why? What's wrong with West? I mean, obviously,
I really
know.
superficially, but
wasn't dating.
I mean, West Hollywood's
Just
crazy.
out here in these streets. I wasn't dating until I got a girlfriend, and then I got a girlfriend, so I needed to go on dates. So she brought me out the streets. Bless her heart.
All right, if we gave your ex a microphone and asked for a 30-second summary of you as a boyfriend, what would she say?
Super compassionate and thoughtful.
what about the real 30
Super
seconds?
compassionate, thoughtful. I'm just trying to think of like speeches that she gave me. Cause sometimes I not realize what a woman is asking for.
It's all men, buddy.
Yeah. Can sometimes overlook the simple things like maybe we should go out. I'm just saying what she said. Maybe we should go out on more dates. I like this. I like to do this. You don't ever think about things. Why do I have to think about everything? Yeah.
Are you repeating Hen and I's conversation from last night?
Common denominator, I think, in a lot of
Yeah.
relationships.
But-
Because men and women are so vastly different, though.
Yeah. I'm very like black and white. And so like the nuance I wasn't like an extremely romantical guy. I was just, this is good enough. All right, cool, cool. But like I learned a lot. She's super nice. Funny thing though, she's like a spicy like Italian. Like so like back to this like modeling thing, she always kept me like humble, which I loved. And like it was also like a bad trait too, because like she like argued with me a lot, but like I think it's like so funny. Like when you like put your head on like a hand on a kid's head, you're like, oh, that's so cute. But like that was like one of the things is like she was like very, very pretty, but also like was able to like, check you sometimes, like humble you and be like, all right, you're not all that, like get your shit together. Which is super fun, but sometimes they'll go overboard and like she's real easy to get hot, but real hard to cool down. So that was
That's
the
the
fun
Italians,
part.
man.
Also,
Italian women are
Spicy.
every good woman will put a man in his place.
Yeah.
And vice versa, you know what I mean? Like, that's the most beautiful thing about it. Like, a good relationship is the fact that the people in your life do not allow your head to get too big.
Yeah.
keep you in a place where like you are who you are. You're still thriving and still like
But
supporting
you said that you didn't like loud conversations. How were you dating
Yeah.
an Italian?
I don't like loud environments
Oh,
trying
okay.
to have a
Different.
conversation.
But did you ever go to her family's house?
No.
That's a loud environment, probably.
We were actually both from Chicago, but both lived in LA at the
Oh,
time.
wow.
Yeah. So
Love
we
that you got into a
never-
relationship in LA. It's so funny. So many people really don't find relationships in LA.
No,
It's more like situationships. It's
Yeah, I wasn't planning on it. But it was like one of those things like you kept like seeing somebody like consistently, and they were like the only one that you were like seeing. Like, all right, like maybe I gotta. I wasn't like. I was kind of like forced into dating a little bit. I'm grateful for it, but like she's like, all right, like when are you gonna take me on a date? It's like, yeah, like what do you like? Go to like the sub shop or something. But yeah, I liked it too because like I was new to LA, so like she knew all the places, like Laurel Hardware and all these like nice restaurants. So I was like, sure, like yeah, let's do it. Sure.
sounds
It
like
was
a really
cool.
lovely relationship.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
someone wanted to shoot their shot with you, what's the best way to do it?
Shoot their shot, definitely not in the DMs.
No?
No, not the DMs.
Red flag if it's a DM?
I just like, I don't know. They're tough to like sift through because you get a lot of weird shit.
What's the weirdest?
Get a
you've
lot
ever
of
done?
weird shit. Pictures,
Mm.
special requests, things that people know about you that you didn't realize, such as like where you live. And yeah, like I had to learn to like be very careful with like posting certain things
Mm.
while I'm there. Cause like you'll get like people that like recognize like the location and like find you.
Yeah, I never post anything of like where we. I mean, I very rarely post anyway. But even back in the days of modeling, particularly, I would never post where I was at that immediate time.
Yeah.
Some fucking weirdos out there.
I don't know, just gotta find me. Like maybe a DM works. If
Like
I,
with someone,
catch
like
it.
if you're at, say, like Mr. Purple, right?
Yeah.
Or you're just out at a bar. Like,
yeah, not Mr. Purple. Like if you're out hanging out.
Definitely not
do
Mr.
you
Purple.
love it if like a woman comes up to you and shoots their shot, or do you prefer?
I
the
respect
chase?
it. No, I respect it.
Yeah?
I respect the first initiation because, like I said, I don't notice a lot. So like, I'm like likely not to notice that you're there. But like, if you like say something and then like leave it cold and then like allow me to like finish the chase, then that's cool. But like, if you're like overly like thirsty and it's like hounding me, is not a cool look. But like, if you're like, hey, like drop a little, I'll like follow up. Just got to drop a bone.
Little crumb for you.
Yeah, I'll find the scent. You just got to drop the bone.
So animalistic. All right, you ready to play some games?
All right, let's do
All
it.
right. So I always try to tailor. We have a couple of like recurring games, but I always try to tailor our games to our guests specifically.
right.
So I have created a game for you called Too Hot or Too Much.
Okay.
All right.
I like
I'm going to read you
the
some
name.
spicy dating behaviors or first date scenarios, and
right.
you can say whether it's too hot, a turn on, or too much, a hard no for you. They bring up kids on the first date.
That they want kids?
That they want kids.
It's not. Is that too hot or too much?
Mhm.
What's like? It's lukewarm.
That it can also be an answer too.
yeah. I don't mind that because it doesn't necessarily have to be with me. Like the odds of me going on the first date and then this becoming that are very low. So you can have all the aspirations that you want. I'm down to hear it.
So it's not neither
I'm down to hear.
neither a turn on nor a turn off.
No, it's hey, I want to be an astronaut. Great, I support you.
They take a selfie with you on the date and
Hell
post it.
no, too much.
What if they take a selfie of themselves or they take a picture of the food?
And I'm not in it.
Yeah, what if you're on a first
That's a
date
red flag.
and a girl's like, wait, don't eat. I want to take a picture of the food.
Of the food, but not me in the photo.
Just the food.
Oh yeah, that's a red flag. Yep. Can't do that.
They call you babe 20 minutes in.
That's kind of hot.
Oh, he likes
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of cool.
See?
Yeah.
They text you, I miss you the morning after your first date.
It's a bit meaty. Yeah. It was a bit too much.
Too much for you.
Yeah.
They say, I don't use dating apps except Raya.
Cap. Yeah, no. I mean, like if she's like telling the truth, except for Raya though. Oh, yeah. I had a situation like that in the interview that I did. Raya, somewhere in the middle.
All right.
I gotta watch you.
Lukewarm?
Yeah.
They remember your coffee order from one of your stories.
What am I like that? I posted.
Yeah. So like you're going on a coffee date, they notice that you posted coffee couple of days beforehand, and then by the time you got there, they had ordered your exact coffee order?
It's kind of cute. It might be like a beautiful mind. Like they maybe like super sharp. I was like, oh, you must be a genius.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
They say I've already told my friends about you on a first date.
Oh, good opportunity. Lesson, guys. If they ever say that, and I've been in this, ask them follow-up question. What did they say? Let's FaceTime them. Ask the friends about yourself, and they'll give you the real answer. So it's actually like, that works. I'm not mad at it.
That was not the answer I was expecting, but I love it. They asked to see your baby pictures halfway through dinner.
Oh, that was a cute ass baby. Yeah, that was adorable.
That's hot. Yeah, I'd love to show myself off as a baby.
Yeah? That's hot?
Baby
All right.
tea.
They baked you something for the first date, like
Baked?
cookies. Like they baked you cookies for the
I'm
first
not
date.
eating it.
Oh, because poison
Yeah,
or drugs.
Poison.
yeah. I don't
Too many
trust
calories,
people's cookies.
Trey.
Anything home. If they brought cookies, I may eat it, but nothing homemade on the first date. I need to see the kitchen. I'm very specific.
Oh.
No, I can't do that one.
We learn more and more about you with every question. Last one, they pull out a friendship bracelet and say, made you something.
That's when I'll pull out the bill and be like,
See you later.
half and half, baby.
That's when you asked to split.
Do you think Taylor Swift did that to Travis Kelce?
I don't know, darling.
Are they not together?
He's
anymore?
absolutely
No,
obsessed
but
with
she's got her friendship bracelet. So maybe on their first date, she was like, I made you something. That could be super
Oh.
sweet.
Only Taylor Swift can give me that, and I'll take it seriously.
it. Do you like her too?
Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
No, I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan.
You're going to get absolute hate for that. But Joe, particularly from Joe, because Joe loves her.
I'm not the biggest Swiftie fan.
I think she's got good music. I'm just like I don't understand the fandom around her.
I just said there's one thing in our marriage that you don't do.
Yes, so the train.
Don't talk bad about Taylor.
He said this on the train yesterday. I was like, calm down.
She was trying to talk bad about Taylor and help Ariana Grande. And I was like, listen, I don't care. Ariana Grande is great. If you keep talking bad about Taylor, I'm gonna get mad.
Our song is a slam screen door.
It's just a 13-year-old white girl on the inside. All right, I'm going to play another game. It's called Fill in the Blanks.
All right.
All right? Fill in the blank. The last time I deleted a dating app, it was because...
Oh, I got a girlfriend.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Fill in the blank. If they say blank on a first date, I'm out immediately.
I was about to say something heinous. I was gonna,
I mean, you can say it.
I was gonna say, I'm pregnant.
Hannah, you're out.
Yeah, fuck me, right? That's a good one, honestly.
Yeah.
That, I mean, immediate out, that would be an immediate out, I think, for like the general population.
All right, situation. First date, but you guys have been together for a minute. I had that in mind, and like I was gonna say like I missed my period. Then you guys go on the first date, and then that's when you got to figure some shit out.
What do you mean you've been together for a while and then you go on a first
like
date?
hooking up, and then you decide to like date? Because no, I think about that because when the chick that I was with in LA asked me to date, I immediately thought that. So I was like, all right, like, okay. But it wasn't the case. But I just ran through like
You
a
thought
worst
she was
case
pregnant
scenario.
because she wanted to date you?
That's true.
So humble of you.
We know
Okay.
what your go-to line, like we know what your bio says on dating apps, but what's your go-to line? Like my go-to line on a dating app is blank.
Oh.
Opening line.
On a dating app?
Mine was g'day. I was like, g'day handsome, g'day gorgeous, or something like that.
It is either in person it's hi, I'm Trey Rogers.
name.
On the dating app, it was Fafo or one of them was like I've always wanted to wrestle a PBR bull. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, come wrestle a bull with me.
I mean, that's definitely a very unique icebreaker.
Yeah, that's also like a life goal of mine is to either wrestle. They got it. That's like you ever seen the bull wrestlers? Wrestle a bull or ride a PBR bull, like Blue Mitchell.
Can we make that happen?
I would love to.
We're gonna find a way to be able to do
I'd
it.
love to do that.
The most attractive thing someone can do on a first date is
For one, be courteous to the server. Be a nice person. Smell good. Look good.
ooh, smell good. Smell good's a really big thing.
Yeah, big on smell.
Fastest way to stand out on a dating app is
On a dating app,
Uh-huh.
for one, I'm a simple guy. Colors and emojis. 2, have like a shared experience or like talk about like things that you've done, like traveling. Like if you're a good like traveler, tell me about that. But yeah, colors and emojis. But like also really short answers. Like
You don't want to be reading novels.
yeah, because if you give way too much of like a fuck, then I'm like, all right, you're trying too hard. You must have been out here for a while to master what exactly works.
What's your go-to emoji that you like?
Oh, the emoji where it's like the exclamation emoji, or the upside down smile
What
emoji.
does that mean?
The upside down smile. It's like
Is it good or bad?
it's like a oh boy. It's like,
Ah.
boy.
it's like a one of those or the
Oh, you love a shrug.
Mine is this right now. I sound
the
everybody this.
salute.
Yeah.
That's
You-
It
good.
used to be this.
Yeah, you really roll through the faces.
The
of
thumbs
different
up
emojis.
one is good.
Yeah, we had someone on our podcast that said that I give what was it, fuckboy
Emoji
vibe?
energy, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what do you mean? Like you just send me a heart for like this was like a woman that we would do business
Yeah.
with. She's like, you send me a heart for everything, and I was like, what's wrong with that? She's like,
I tried to explain to you very early on. I was like, you can't just be sending hearts and like love
why?
hands.
It's nice.
Yeah.
You have to chat with HR.
The sexiest thing someone's ever said to me was blank.
Sexiest thing. I can't even remember.
Hard question.
I want to wrestle a bull with you.
Yeah, let's wrestle bulls together. No, somebody said they liked my voice.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was Cap. But yeah, she said that. I was like, oh, that's
Why
hot.
would she say it if it was a lie though? Like, why would you just randomly say?
Yeah, you
like
have a good
somebody's
voice.
You do have a good voice.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. That was I like that though because I was working in real estate when I was in college for a bit, and so we have to like cold call people. And then another one of the real estate agents, she like told me, she's like, I like your voice. I was like, I like your
Damn,
face.
Thanks.
And we got
I like your face.
we
That's a good
grabbed
one.
food and
All right, last
Good
one.
time.
Fill in the blank. My dating life is basically a blend of blank and blank. Be honest.
oh. Tricking and dipping. No, I'm just kidding. I'm JK. Intrusive thoughts. No, my dating life is essentially a lot of work and a little play, but a lot of work. A lot of work.
I thought we knew you a little bit, but now I just feel like we know you so much more. This was so much fun, as always.
Absolutely.
I'm glad that we
This
got
is
to do,
amazing.
rather than just like talking in person, we got to be able to do this in front of a whole bunch of cameras.
Yeah.
We know where to find you, but can you let our listeners know where they can find you?
Yeah.
Not physically, but like where they can find you socially.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you both. You can find me on the Instagrams at Trey Rogers Official, TREYY Rogers Official. TikTok, Trey Rogers Official, TREY. And then Snapchat, Trog64, TROG64. And then in person, pull up to Mr. Purple or First Rounds on Me, Cafe.
Cafe. He's there
Yeah.
Thanks,
from time
Trey.
to time. Really appreciate you, darling.
Appreciate
coming
you
on.
guys. That was fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. Check out one of our past episodes. Please subscribe. It helps us go a long way. We love you. We appreciate you. Happy dating. We'll see you next time.
Run it up.
Dating.